So, hi everyone. This is very exciting. We are starting a new series for the PTS YouTube blog. So, if you haven't subscribed, you should definitely subscribe. Tell all your friends to subscribe. And we are delighted to welcome Michael Cortese, who is the Vice President of NobleSpirit. And he is here to chat to us all about eBay. Now, Michael will obviously correct me if I'm wrong, because I've got this from the website, but apparently they moved to eBay in 1998, and it was a major shift for the business at the time, and they send actually stamps. So they have over 150,000 serviced customers worldwide, and they actually sell their stamps, send their stamps to 76 countries globally. So it's a very big business, and they are eBay's #1 power seller, which I have no idea what means, but I'm sure Michael will let us know. So Michael, welcome. Really excited to have you here. And can you tell us a little bit more? Can you tell us just a little bit about eBay and how NobleSpirit decided that it was a platform to go for?
Yeah, absolutely. So when we first moved here, I was 2 years old, and my father wanted to get into selling coins and stamps. He would essentially just put ads in newspapers and buy locally from people and then distribute them to different auction houses and kind of act as a independent dealer where he wouldn't do shows or have his own website or sell to people directly. He'd just kind of figure out which auction houses were the best for each different area and market to them, send stuff to them. So when eBay came out I think it came out in 96 or something, 96, 97, he was on a train to I think somewhere in Western United States, going to buy a deal, and started talking to the person sitting across from them, and they were talking about eBay. And I had no idea what eBay was at that time. They got talking about it. As soon as my dad came back from the deal, he signed up for eBay, opened an eBay account, and started posting material on there to see, well, maybe is this an option for me, kind of outside of what I'm used to, outside of the traditional. It seems like another path, and it kind of just exploded from there. He hired a couple people to deal with shipping, bookkeeping, photography, and then he no longer needed to kind of outsource his work. He could do everything in-house. At the time, I was probably 5, 6 years old when he really started getting going, so I wasn't too involved. But from 8 years old, I mean, he had me sitting next to him with the Scott catalog, identifying things that I could identify, correcting me when of course I misidentified things at 8 years old. But from there, it's just kind of exploded. We've been in this building here for, I want to say, 9 years now. Before, it was just a small in-home business. We had 5, 6 employees, and we've kind of grown to about 18, 19 employees now, not including kind of part-time employees, bookkeepers and stuff like that. So yeah, I mean, it's grown a lot because of eBay, because of the global marketplace, because of the reach that they have. The amount of customers that eBay has is just, it's shocking to me sometimes. You know, at the end of the year, I went, and our account manager kind of reminded us that, check out your analytics. It's something that I usually don't get too far into. I'm more focused on the daily operation, the stamps, identifying stuff like that. But I went to our analytics, and it said that we had something like 123 million impressions and 2 million page views throughout all of 2022, which I thought was just absolutely, that's just one company. It's not.
Yeah, that's amazing. So this is so interesting, Michael. Thank you so much. Can you tell us a little bit more about how you integrate your eBay business with your other business?
Yeah. Yeah. Do you mean NobleSpirit or the software? Meridian.
Well, we'd love to find out more about the software, but how does the sort of like NobleSpirit business work in line with eBay? Do you have eBay stock that just purely goes on eBay? How do you manage all that sort of?
Yeah, so through essentially everything goes through eBay unless we sell it at a show. Our obligations to our consigners are such that everything, because of the software that we built, it offers them a one-for-one transparent portal to see everything that's listed, when it's listed, how many page views, how many bids. So everything gets sold through eBay so that they can kind of keep up. It's more of an experience than just consigning a collection to someone and then getting an end result. It's interactive, and they can ask questions and give advice on some material that and everything like that. So yeah, I mean, it's everything goes through eBay, and we process about 200 cartons a month. That can be anywhere from a single stamp to 2 to 3 boxes in one collection. But I mean, it's the customers that eBay brings, essentially. Otherwise, we bring things to shows because we want to invite people in to look at the material and to interact with us and everything like that. But we're incredibly happy with the prices that we get on eBay for everything. So I can't imagine being anywhere else.
And you just briefly touched on Meridian. Can you share a little bit about what Meridian is for us?
Yeah, absolutely. So in 2008, we first developed the software, which essentially just keeps track of our listings and customers and consigners. But then we redeveloped it 3 years ago, built it from the ground up again, and recently, actually just as of last week, finished it. So it's ready as far as the subscription module goes for people to actually sign up and use it, which was always the end goal, is to get other eBay sellers to use the software. But it's completely integrated with USPS, UPS. You can track your listings, sales data, consigners, customers. You can do email blasts from it. It's really, we don't have to, I haven't been, other than what I talked about just a moment ago, going to eBay for the analytics, I haven't actually been to eBay in like 2 years, unless I'm bidding on something, because our software does everything.
That is amazing. And you just mentioned that it's open to subscribers. Is that something that's open right now? So if I am a philatelic business, I could reach out to you and we could subscribe to the resource.
Yeah, absolutely. So you could go to usemeridian.com and sign up for the software, and it shows you how it works through the demo, and you can actually go into kind of a demo account of ours where you can't see anybody's names and everything's been changed and the addresses have been changed, but you can see our account to see how the software works, all the different tabs, customers, shipping, auctions, dashboard, stuff like that. It's something that we want to offer to people that just have small businesses running on eBay.
Amazing. And is there any sort of like size of business that do you need to have a big business, or could you be like starting out or have like a 500 piece portfolio that you're selling or something like that?
Yeah,
anyone can.
It goes straight from a free account where if you're selling just 25 things a month, it's just free.
Yeah.
All the way up to, businesses that are 10 times the size of ours, that, it just kind of scales in value there. And then there's different tiers of what the business is, and looking at what the subscription service is, we'd only, as far as the size of the business, we'd only be a medium tier business, if I'm remembering correctly, because there are some major corporations on eBay selling things outside of philately, of course, TVs and stuff like that.
Yeah, amazing. God, that's really, really exciting. So actually, Meridian is not just for philately. Anyone can use it.
Yeah.
Amazing. And is that something that you're working on? Is that one of the sort of like the business objectives for this year, to get Meridian out there to more people, or is it just something that you've created so it's a helpful tool?
Yeah. So I mean, my focus is definitely for the past 7 years, and still is definitely stamps. So it's kind of, I like to think of Meridian as a nice little side project that's going, that is, a powerful software, but it's the building of the company for selling stamps is my main goal. We've got 4 in-house professionals here, and we're always learning, and professionals as far as describing philatelic material. not including myself and my father.
Gosh,
So yeah, I mean,
quite a big
it's,
team of philatelists, isn't it?
yeah, well, we process 200 cartons a month, and it's not all individual stamps, but we like to do everything in-house. We don't like to send anything out. We like to say to our consigners, once your box enters the building, it doesn't leave the building until everything's sold.
Yeah,
We're not shipping things out for people to describe somewhere else. It's everything's done in the building, so people kind of have that security that they know once stuff comes in, it's not going out until there's obligation as
yeah,
far as a customer. So we like to try and keep things as simple as for people as possible.
yeah. And whilst we've just touched on consignment, how,
Mhm.
if I wanted to consign something to Noble Spirit, how would that process work? Is it, could I send in photos? How would it sort of like, how would I
Yeah,
go about it?
yeah. I mean, there's many ways. We just get people who call us, describe the material, and we say, okay, well, how many boxes you got? We can send you labels, and we send labels to them. And once we receive the boxes, it goes into a very specific area, an intake area, and then we take a look at the material, and it goes on a separate table. We've got 6 different tables for different consigners at all times, so there's no kind of cross-pollination. And once we put one consignment on a table, that table doesn't receive any other material until that consigner is done, because it's different than kind of auction houses or something where they're dealing with smaller individual lots. We deal with large lots as well. So we need these larger tables to sell album collections and box lot collections, but then also individual stamps and stuff like that. So it's
Yeah.
really a mix of all size material. So we need these larger tables to ensure that there's kind of no cross-pollination in consignments.
And would you say that most of the consignments that you get are predominantly from the States, or
Mhm.
yeah,
Yeah, a few from
local?
Canada, a few from England, one from South America, but yeah,
Amazing.
predominantly from the US.
Um, so back to eBay quickly.
Yeah.
Tell us a little bit more. So have you got any top tips you can share with people if they were just starting out on eBay? It would be interesting to hear like a top tip for a collector who's searching for something on eBay, something that you think would really, really help them. And then also for a wannabe dealer, wannabe trader, like
Mhm.
any tips for them?
Yeah, I mean, we're really focusing a lot on education ourselves this year. We've hired Tor Bjork as a consultant, so he used to work for Christie's and learning in-house. So for me, I guess my biggest tip would just be trust the experts, trust the people who have been in the business for so long. Look for the PTS badge if you're on eBay. That's these trusted professionals are the people who are going to be lifting the hobby up and creating a safer environment for absolutely everybody. So especially on eBay, other places, look for the dealers who are established. And if you're starting out looking to sell on these platforms, education is an absolute must, whether it be through finding a dealer in your area and seeing if they help mentor you, or looking online and watching some videos from the different societies and organizations to just kind of, it can be tough starting out unless you have very specialized collections. Selling material, you kind of have to be a generalist. You can't get too into the weeds on any one specific topic, because there's no way to learn all of this fast enough to sell it as accurately as possible. So it's just kind of about learning how to describe material at the best of your ability, and making sure you do your due diligence and researching material and using the resources that are provided to you, and becoming so more accessible now with the internet.
Yeah, that's actually really true. There's some great tips. Thank you. And what are your plans for this year? Any upcoming auctions or upcoming sales that we should know about?
Yeah, well, I mean, we're going to be leaning heavy into these catalog sales. They've been tremendous for us. They really have. They've kind of just changed the kind of material that we're selling. We can sell now with lead time, and it's really putting a different perspective on online sales. Before, you'd post something on eBay and it would be a 10-day or 7-day auction, unless you tell people as it's going on and they're looking at it for that period. I mean, things, they don't operate as people are used to or have been used to for so long. So with these catalogs, we can let people know a month in advance about exciting collections that we have coming in. And there's some really nice lots that we have coming up that we know about, that we haven't even written up yet. You know, it's hard to get the scans out there to people right now. But yeah, we got a US sale that's going on right now. It's not, you know, it's not a name sale, it's just a general US, but we were able to announce it 2 weeks ahead of time. And, you know, letting people know ahead of time is better, because some people, you know, I talk to dealers as well, they're only on eBay maybe once a week, twice a week or something, or once every 2 weeks. So they miss these things sometimes. But if you let them know you've got a list to distribute to people who are waiting for a catalog, just like an auction, they know what to look out for, and they can know to miss it, and it gets better prices for our consigners, and everyone's happy.
Yeah, it does make sense. So tell us, how do people find NobleSpirit? Where do people go?
Just NobleSpirit.com. Yeah, we're wildly accessible. I'm pretty accessible on Twitter too. Just Michael JC, or Michael J Court. Sorry. And
I can
email.
put it in the notes.
Yeah, all our email addresses are just on our website also, but our office number forwards to my dad's cell phone. My cell number is on our website. It's just, we want to be as accessible to people, whether it be customers or consigners or interested parties, as possible, because there can be a feel, especially in the past, of disconnection when you're looking at online marketplaces. There's no place to come and view the material. We do our best to accurately show it, but it's not like a traditional auction where you can walk in and there's viewing and you can meet the people selling it. So we want to make ourselves as accessible as possible to people, so that this feeling of disconnection between the person selling or consigning or anything just isn't there anymore. We can kind of dissipate that feeling.
That's so
be
true.
more connected to the people involved in the hobby.
That's so great. So brilliant. Thank you so much, Michael, for your time. I'm very, very grateful. It was lovely to have you here, learning lots and lots about eBay. So thank you so much, and have a great day.
Absolutely. Thank you for having me.